Roots to Wellbeing uses the 5 ways to wellbeing to support your mental health. Connect, take notice, keep learning, be active and give. Thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, my name's Angelina and I'm going to give my experiences around these 5 pillars of health. Connect, take notice, keep learning, be active and give. This is associated with this wonderful campaign and project. So before I do that, my background is in quite a few things really, which will just reflect on the theme that I want to present, and that's about being multidimensional. So I am qualified and trained in holistic therapy, and alongside that, somewhere along the line, I became a fitness instructor. And life is a series of events, so I'm also a medium and clairvoyant and a Reiki master. So I'm going to just use my personal experiences to these 5 themes and see if that can help you with any clarity for yourselves. So the first one is connect, and I feel like connect for me represents the ability to really be fully present in this world. It can be very easy to detach and to have scattered energy, and that's just a coping mechanism really. Some people might call it fight or flight. It's just the aspect of yourself that comes away a little bit from reality or from those from relationships, so that they can perhaps cope with underlying stress and feelings, memories, experiences that are painful and haven't been processed yet. So that's coming from my personal experiences as well. Before I came into my counselling studies, I did spend a lot of years not really understand why I wasn't fully in my body. So yeah, connect is a really quite a what's the word? A big one really, quite poignant in terms of mental health. So take notice, take notice, take notice. I feel like I want to give more on connect, but maybe I'll come back, because I feel like all of these 5, they all interweave and interlink, because you actually need all 5 of them to be active, yeah, everything's interwoven. And I'm talking about not just with this model, but with facets of yourself. You would have, everything has to be kind of in a way that is harmonic. So let me get to the take notice, because I need to stay on track, because I do have many thought processes and theories to share. So take notice. Take notice is to understand what serves you and what isn't. It's to be really honest with yourself. It's to have, yeah, to be honest with yourself. I think that's really key, and that feels, it gets me there when I say it, because it takes courage and bravery sometimes to be able to take notice of what feels right to you, because you have a gut. We have our mind and our thoughts that can yeah, take us all sorts of places really. You got your heart and you have your gut, and all 3 will serve you in some way, but yeah, be honest with, I think if you are, I'd say, there's another way I want to give it. I feel like it's going to come through in one of the other points, and I feel like I might reflect and tie them all back up again. So keep learning. Yeah, that's quite obvious, but if I tie it up to my personal experiences, it's the fact that you can change at any point, and it doesn't matter if you feel like you're redirected to something, like if you get handed a complete wild card. It kind of ties into take notice. If there's something that comes your way and your gut is just saying, is drawing you there, trust it and take time to discover. So learning is about discovering, and yeah, I feel like discovering is a really key word, discovering. So learning is about, also I would connect that with choices, but also understanding that there's no such thing as guilt or regret, that everything that you have encountered in your life, whether you perceive it as good or bad, I believe is part of a sequence to the overall picture of who you are. So I'm a big believer that who you are is based on everything that you've been through, like everything, not that you be determined, not that you have to be determined by all your experiences, but more that your experiences have made you who you are, and there's a big difference in that. Be active again, it seems to be quite obvious, but I will refer it to, again, my personal journey. Be active, not just in the physical way, but be active in your destiny and where you dream to go. I think that makes the big, obviously it makes a big difference to it fruitioning and making it a dream that's in your head to what surfaces in your life. But those baby steps, just and I would also say, even if that seems to be a challenge, the way I would soothe that experience for you is kind of say your intention is being active. It could be merely the hope that you have inside is an active type of energy, because the moment you start to place an intention that you are, I always say open to another experience, but if you can say to yourself, at least be honest with where you dare to dream, and be active in your thought process to allow yourself to maybe hash it out, even on paper, because we do have to start somewhere. And I really do, I'm a big believer as well, is it doesn't matter how little the steps are that you take, it adds momentum and it cements an intention. An intention is merely an emotion that goes behind the words you say in your mind and the words you say out loud. It's the energy that's behind it. So the energy is active. Give, again, that can be taken very matter of fact. Again, for me, give is to have a sense of community, a sense that you are part of something outside of yourself. It's to have also a belonging, because as you give, so do you receive. And it's about, if I go back on the energy, I was going to say what resists persists, but that kind of goes into something else. I kind of get channeled sometimes, so a lot comes through for me to convey over, and I have to kind of slow my guides down a little bit so I can keep up. But I digress. I'll go back to the give and being part of something else. With the energy, it's sort of like, I always go on there with every action is a reaction, but it's like the boomerang effect of what you give out comes back. Not that I feel like you should give with the intention or the because there's also something about to give with no return. because that's very true as well. But I suppose what I'm trying to say is that by helping other people, by offering parts of yourself to others, you are allowing yourself to be part of something, and the universe will just give those elements of abundance back in ways that you may not expect, because abundance comes in many forms. And there was just something else that came through, and I can't quite get to it. It's gonna bug me now. Around being part of something. It's gone. I hope that's okay. It's gone to 10 minutes. That's gone really, really quick. I have spoken off the cuff. There's a lot. Yeah, this is a big subject. It's a big subject in the mind. I don't necessarily sort of, the whole mental health has a stigma around the word. It feels quite heavy, it feels quite loaded, because labels that get attached onto mental health. I am quite new age. I'm multifaceted, I'm multidimensional, multi-faith, very integrative in my approach. I can be quite organic, but within structure. So I'm going to leave you with that, and hope that has given you a little bit of food for thought, and some maybe some useful ideas to mull over, and an invitation for you to receive for your soul. Okay, and yeah, thank you for having me as part of your videos. Bye.
If you feel inspired and want to learn ways to support your mental health, please subscribe to our channel. Or you can find us at www.rootstowellbeing.org. And if you would like to get involved in future videos, please contact hello@rootstowellbeing.org. Thank you.